Hey there, it's Clay with modernlove.life, and this is Relationship Inner Game. Now, in this video, I want to share with you how to make your ex love you again. Now, if you've gone through a breakup with your ex, there has been a certain, let's just say, event that happened that has caused the two of you to grow apart emotionally. And if the two of you are going to come together again, if your ex is going to love you again, then something is going to need to change. And chances are that thing is going to be the emotional connection that brings the two of you together. This is where what we teach really kind of steps out of the realm that maybe a lot of the things that you may have seen online in other areas, on other videos, on other websites. And we are going to take things to a much deeper level than you may have heard elsewhere. And this is in the world of emotionally connecting with other people, and specifically emotionally connecting with your ex so that they will fall in love with you again. Now, when it comes to all of this, it's very easy to get distracted by a whole lot of inconsequential things like text messages, like social media behavior, like photos that people post online with like the other person cropped off, and it's like, oh, who's that arm around their shoulder and all that stuff. When it comes to all of this, the only thing you really need to focus on is really the emotional connection. You can let go of all of that other stuff. You can let go of the online stuff. You can let go of the text message stuff. You can let go of all of that other stuff. As long as you simply just focus on having a strong emotional connection with your ex, that is all you need to get them to love you again. And so when it comes to the emotional connection, we actually teach what are called advanced relational skills. And these are really interpersonal skills that allow you to connect at a deeper level with your ex. These advanced relational skills, we go into a lot of great detail in them, so I'm just going to only be able to give you a sort of brief overview of them in this short video, but essentially they cover a series of topics, and they allow you to dial into the situation so that you're actually able to understand the emotional dynamic that's at play in any given moment between you and your ex. They do this by allowing you to really wake up and get present to things, right? So you may have noticed that, for example, when you walk into a certain room or you walk into like a certain store or something, it might have like a different kind of energy to it than maybe a different room or a different store or a different building or something like that. And this is part of the emotional current. And if you can start to dial into this, even at a distance, like maybe you're texting your ex or emailing them or talking to them on the phone or whatever, there is an emotional current there. And if you can dial into that and you can tune into that and you can tune into what your experience is, what their experience is, and what the experience of the whole dynamic in general is, then you can actually start to do something about whatever dynamic might be there. So if your ex is maybe standoffish, you can actually address that and get them to open up. Additionally, these advanced relational skills will allow you to have a deeper, more quality connection with your ex. And they'll do this because you're not just kind of walking on eggshells, holding your breath, anxiously wondering, what do I say next? What do I say next? How do I keep the conversation going? Oh no, they're pulling away. What do I do? And instead you'll be able to actually get real about what's actually happening or what you really want to know. Because the most important thing for you to do is to recognize that your ex is actually another human being. And I know that you get this. I know that you're not just like, oh, women are objects or all men are objects or anything like that, right? That's really old-fashioned. And unless you're, I don't know, like 100 years old or something, then you're probably not thinking that. But there's a big difference between intellectually understanding that, all women are humans, all men are humans, and actually experiencing that and actually saying, wow, I get it. You have your own fears, hopes, dreams, desires, anxieties, all of that stuff. And suddenly, once you realize that they're having their own emotional experience, they're having their own rich, full experience of life the same way that you are, then you can actually develop a keen sense of curiosity and an incredible ability to connect with them on an emotional level. The next thing the advanced relational skills will really help you with is really bringing yourself to interactions with your ex in a way that is completely transparent and vulnerable and full of integrity towards how you are actually being. Now, oftentimes on maybe some of these other videos that you might have seen, there is this advice that says, oh, you gotta like act disinterested, you have to pretend like you don't care, you have to be the alpha male, you have to be the alpha female, you have to, be a jerk or aloof or something like that. And the problem with this is that for most people out there, it's an act. Now, if you naturally are that way, then that's great. Just go ahead and be that way. But what I want to encourage you to do is to not act around your ex, to just be 100% completely open and natural and normal and authentic. And do this in a way that's not going to drive them away, and it's actually going to increase emotional connection. There are a lot of ways that you can do this that will drive them away, you know, like the difference between good vulnerability and bad vulnerability, which we'll get into later on in a different video. But you really want to be completely open and honest, because if you're not being who you actually are, if you're not being yourself, then you're just kind of trying to force a square peg through a round hole, and that dynamic is not going to work. It's just not going to work. Even if the two of you get back together, it's just not going to work. It's going to blow up and fall apart because you're just not being yourself. And if you can't be yourself in a relationship, if you can't be loved for who you are, then you're just going to crash and burn. It's disastrous. I've seen it over and over again. The next thing that Advanced Relational Skills will help you do, of course, is to show you actual conversation and communication patterns that will help you to open up doorways of connection with your ex. These involve things like deepening emotional conversations down to the emotional world of connection, you know, from surface level things where you're just kind of like scrambling to think of things to talk about. Should I talk about this TV show? Should I talk about this thing that happened at work? Should I talk about how terrible traffic is? Should I talk about the weather? Should I talk about sports? Should I talk about politics? And all of this, you know, stuff that, quite frankly, most of us probably don't even give a shit about, right? And it pulls it down to the emotional level where you're able to actually have a deep, meaningful, rich conversation with your ex. Probably deeper, more meaningful, and richer than any conversation that your ex has probably had in quite a while. And when you're able to have this kind of connection with your ex, then you're going to outshine anyone that they might be seeing. You're going to outshine any rebound relationship they might be in, or you know, any other person that they might be dating or whatever. When that happens, the emotional connection between the two of you becomes so strong that they will go out of their way to interact with you. They will go out of their way to call you. They will go out of their way to meet up with you. And when that happens, it is extremely likely that your ex will actually fall in love with you again. And that, my friends, is how you get your ex to fall in love with you again. You focus on the quality of the emotional connection, and you focus on what actually brings the two of you together, which is high quality interactions. Okay, so if you're watching this video on YouTube, what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to head down below, click on the link that'll take you over to our website, relationshipinnergame.com, and just fill out a quick, short questionnaire over there that tells me a little bit about what your relationship is like and what happened and all that stuff. And we'll send you some tips, advice, and strategies that will help you with whatever it is you're dealing with. If you're watching this over on our website, modernlove.life, you can also find a link down below this video that will take you to a website, another page on our website that'll tell you more about how to put all of these advanced relational skills into action so that you can actually make your ex fall in love with you, get back together with your ex, and have a new shot at love with the person that you love. So again, wherever you are, all that is down below in a link in either the description for this video or just right below this video on our website. Anyway, once again, this has been Clay with modernlove.life. And if you like this video, please go ahead and give us a thumbs up, or go ahead and leave a comment down below letting us know what types of videos you'd like to see us make in the future. Anyway, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time. Take care.